Terrorists in Hong Kong. I've been hearing some buzz about some mainlanded terrorists that showed up in Victoria Harbour and had a shootout with the Hong Kong police force the other day. Anyone heard anything on that? Ming Pao said there were 4 of them that got away. 1 human, 2 orcs, and a dwarf. A troll, an elf, and a human were all killed on the scene. Word is they were members of the White Star out of Hainan, out of Henan, coming here to start trouble against the Executive Council. Looks like there's a 50,000 yen reward for any information leading to the capture. The Hong Kong police force seems pretty nervous about letting these bastards walk freely around the streets. You think they'd actually pay out to somebody like us? Not a chance. You walk in there to claim the reward, you're getting thrown in a hole with them. The Hong Kong police force doesn't keep promises to the sinless. Couldn't hurt to try, why do you have to be such a downer? Would this use someone? Get someone who does have a sin to call it in, and you take the money off them afterwards. You don't have to do it yourself. Because I know the police, they're all dirty. They're only in it to protect their paychecks, and they don't give a damn about anyone else. Believe me, I'm just looking out for your best interests. Right, like, if you're sinless, you're not gonna go to the police yourself. Just, like, hire someone to go in for you and just give them a cut. Like you and your triad looked out for my brother, you know he's still paying for his reconstructive surgery, you bastard. If a man wants to keep his teeth, he should pay what he owes rather than just pull a gun on me, simple as that. If a man wants to keep his teeth, he should pay what he owes, rather than pull a gun on me. Poetry Slam. Ladies and gentlemen, poets and Shadowrunners, welcome to the first annual Shadowlands Poetry Slam. There are no rules, and there are also no prizes, except bragging rights. With no further ado, let the versification begin. How long do you think we can keep this going before the trolls show up or a sysadmin shuts us down? Why would they shut us down? It's a free board and we can be poetic if we want to. Just trust me, it happens. For some reason these things always draw the worst sort of attention. Alright. Are you going to give us a poem or are you going to stand around complaining about why you can't? Alright, I've got one, wait for it. Synth muscles, smartlings, neuro boosters, cyber limbs, all fall to grenades. A little musing on the transience of life in the shadows. Very nice, sir. I mean, it's okay. When the long shadows fall on Hong Kong, neon lights pierce the coming night. Tread with me the velvet blackness, let no lamp shine on our deeds. That one's entitled Our Hour. This stuff's not very good. That might have just been the most pompous thing I've ever read. Try this on one for size. Lasers are red, shadows are black. With man on the street, you best watch your back. I need an inappropriate limerick. My poem wasn't pompous, you uncultivated rube. It was a homage to Wang Wei, the famous Tang Dynasty master of the Jeju form of poetry. It's traditional, unlike that ridiculous limerick that you posted. That wasn't a limerick. No, I don't think you have to take the word slam quite so literally. Hey, you people know the rules. Poetry slams have been out of bounds on this BBS since the Laughing Man debacle of 55. If you want to sling your fancy words, do it on a different forum. I'm shutting this thread down. Sis off. Poetry slams are banned on the Shadowlands BBS? Told you. No poetry allowed on Shadowlands. Alright, Ward City. I've got a courier job next week that's supposed to take me into the Ward City. I'm from Kuala Lumpur and I've never been to Hong Kong, but I hear that place is dangerous as hell. Is there anything I should know? Yeah, don't go into the city. Oh, you've got nothing to worry about. It's just a low-cost housing development full of hard-working people. Here, take a look at this news report. A short treat clip begins playing. This is Sunny Chang with Horizon News. On today's Sunny Side Up, the Kowloon Ward City, a blight on the free enterprise zone or low-cost housing for the economically disadvantaged. We will introduce you to some of the hard-working residents, how they live, and how they contribute to the growth and prosperity of our city. A montage sequence begins, showcasing the destitute poor of the walled city going about their daily lives. The shots have been carefully chosen, showing only smiling and productive residents. A stark contrast to your own experience inside it. Many residents of Hong Kong regard the walled city as a place of no return. To outsiders, it's the last stop on the long road to homelessness. Rumors abound of feral ghouls, unsafe living conditions, and triad extortion. Yet, when we went there, the reality was far different. What we saw will shock you. Citizens of Hong Kong, working and living just like the rest of us. Their apartments are smaller, and their shops more modest, but the people who live here wouldn't be out of place anywhere in the free enterprise zone. Citizens like shoemaker Chow Sang Sui. Sui. Oh man, so this is Cantonese. This is Choi, believe it or not. Or is it Shu? Mandarin Shu. Yeah, anyway. The scene cuts to an elderly man in a closet-sized store filled with shoemaking equipment. He smiles broadly at the camera. Oh, I love it here. We have a community, you know? We're like family. Maybe we don't have as nice a view as they do in Repose Bay, but I can't imagine living anywhere else. It's not paradise, no, but it's my home. I grew up here. How could I possibly leave? The camera shifts back to Sunny Chang, who now stands in front of one of the entrances to the walled city. Contrary to popular opinion, the walled city serves a vital function. The poor and downtrodden find a home in the walled city. A community where they have a voice, can work, and even prosper, far from being the eyesore that... The video suddenly stutters, freezes, and ends. Okay, I've decided to cut the rest of that crap. She keeps going on about what a good place the walled city is and how we all need it. Don't buy any of it. It may not be hell, but you can see it from there. Freedom Cowboy's just trying to get you in trouble. Isabel. So how do you know the real story? Because I grew up there. You know what it's like, really like? It's eating old broth made from rat bones because there's nothing else. It's watching your neighbors sell their 5-year-old son to organ liggers so they don't have to starve to death. Oh, nice. Rat soup. When you die in the walled city, your neighbors cheer because they get the clothes off your back. I wouldn't wish the walled city on my worst enemy. It's just really poor. No more posts on this thread. Alright, go back. Post pay data for sale. Attach data to escrow account. Post exotic animal dealer contracts. Posting will remain active for 2 days. Alright. Go back. So, before I do this, I have a chip. I have a SimSense chip. So I did look up on the internet. You can't do anything with the SimSense chip except sell it. So I'm gonna sell it. Where's that dude on the boat? Is it here? No, he's here, right? Alright, maximum law. Alright, so we get 120 bucks out of that. Why? Oh, this is, that's going to the mission. Alright. Do I need to accept the... I've already accepted the jobs, right? I don't need to click on them again. Jobs directory. View all active jobs. Adult liberation, serial killer, geomantic sabotage. Let's do the serial killer one first, I guess. Guess it doesn't really matter which one we do first. So we have to find who's killing the tech dudes. Who should I bring with me? Let's definitely bring Isabel. Because she'll appreciate the tech, right? Save the game. Head to Whampoa Garden, Whampoa Garden, to discover who's killing the Whampoa elders. Additional runners available. In addition to your team, your fixer has access to a small network of mercenaries in the Kowloon area. These runners appear below your core team on the runner selection screen and can be hired on a mission-to-mission basis. As you complete missions, both your team members and the available mercenaries will periodically gain access to new equipment and abilities. Any new items, spells, weapons, or weapons abilities that a runner gains will automatically be available for use the next time you take them on a mission. Alright. So they will upgrade their own gear. Rector, we just found him in the basement. Right. Eos. Brent Shirkley, a mage, a rigger, a mage. Physical Exflow? That's your name? Hand-to-hand spell casting. Coyote Shaman. Illuminati. El Duce. Street Samurai. Alright, I'm not gonna pay anyone. So I can bring 3 people. I'm thinking I want to bring Isobel. So who would appreciate the tech is what I'm thinking. Let's bring Isobel and Rector. I think they would appreciate the tech. Do I want a second spellcaster? Or a guy with a gun? I mean, that's all he has. He's got a gun. Let's leave Duncan at home. Alright, confirm. Outsider. Whampoa Garden, a carnival of chrome and neon, rife with every manner of technology and artifice one can imagine. The entire arena has the feel of a night market, save that chips are sold in lieu of steam buns, and vendors hawk the latest drones rather than folk art. Something stalks these streets, hiding just out of sight. It stalks the Whampoa elders, the leaders of a band of tech-savvy squatters that have claimed this neighborhood as their own. The street smells of ozone and fear, and those Whampoans you pass in the MTR station have a haunted, furtive look in their eye. While the killer has struck only the elders thus far, it may only be a matter of time before ordinary residents are menaced as well. So I don't need to change anything, right? Individual, let me just double check their gear. Rector's custom-built walker drone, customized over the years to improve its effectiveness. Rector's, they only have 1 armor? Oh, he only has 1 armor. Drone repair. A cheap pistol. Drone BNR kit. Rector has designed this tuning kit to remotely adjust Kosche's constants from afar. That's interesting. How does that work? She has a SMG and some spells. Alright, cool. Unspent karma. How much karma do I have anyway? The streets of Whampoa Garden are slick with rain, glittering It's always raining, by the way. It has never stopped raining. The Whampoa Gardens are slick with rain, glittering under the neon glow of myriad signs and holographic displays. The sky reflects the same glow, painting the white apartment blocks the sickly orange of sodium streetlights. The smell of grilling meat mingles with other rarer scents, ozone, engine oil, and high-tech fabrication facilities. Despite the hour, there are plenty of people out and about. You can hear the calls of street vendors and touts, urging people into the stores. Sodium streetlights. So, I don't think they'll be using sodium streetlights in the future, just because LEDs are more efficient and cheaper. We used to use sodium streetlights because we didn't have any better, right? So this like this the anachronisms of this game. It's um it's a little odd, like it's meant to be cyberpunk, but some of the stuff is just like old. Sodium streetlights, really? Isabel wrinkles her nose, scowling darkly. She wraps her arms tightly around her chest, staring off into the distance. Is there a word for feeling nostalgic for a place you can't wait to leave again? I don't miss this place, but I miss the feelings I had when I lived here. Sordade, maybe. What is Sordade? uh, An emotional state of conspicuous melancholic or profoundly nostalgic longing for something or someone that one cares for. Nostalgic for a place you can't wait to leave again. I don't miss this place, but I miss the feelings I had when I lived here. Isabel shakes her head. No, that's not it. It's close, but she lets the sentence trail off into nothingness, clamping her mouth shut for a moment. Isabel sighs heavily. This place seemed like heaven, after the walled city, like the whole world had unfurled in front of me, and anywhere I turned there was just a promise of a good life. Turned out this place was just as crappy as everywhere else. Everyone was still in it for themselves. Alright, I'm glad I brought her, because she knows what's going on here. Goblet claps a hand on Isabel's shoulder, who flinches and pulls away. That's a great life lesson is, I'm serious. At the end of the day, life's a raw deal. You've got yourself and a handful of friends and that's it, nothing else. A curious philosophy, Goblet. Certainly no objective meaning can be applied to the human experience. But the sum total of culture and progress since the time of Homo erectus has shown that humans are capable of self-organizing into beneficial. I don't know if it's beneficial, I think it's just like mutually exploitative. Boring. Goblet makes a show of yawning very loudly towards Rector. uh, does human progress imply that people are not just selfish? You know, like capitalist theory or market theory would tell you that no, a whole lot of selfish people can accomplish great things. That's like um, free market theory, right? Yeah, I don't know, Rector. Maybe. Isabel turns towards you and points down the street to your left. We're looking for the Whampoa Elders. They're gonna be in the Whampoa itself. That's the big ship down the street. I've seen pictures, it looks like a yacht. That's the more shaped like a boat, right? That's the more shaped like a boat. Isabel nods, lips pursed. That's the one. Somebody thought it would be clever to make a uniquely shaped maw. That's a real thing in Hong Kong. Uh, can we see it? We can't see it yet. Medicine! Can't talk to anyone. The Whampoa is right there. But why can't we come around this way? Right, like why are we allowed over here? Is that bread? Is that like a loaf of bread? Is that like a loaf of bread? There's never a street sign like this in Hong Kong. This is a joke, right? It's just a loaf of bread in neon. Jade Dragon Snow Mountain. What does that say? I mean, that's Chin and old and ordinary? That might not be an actual... I mean, that's just like random characters put next to each other. Red Leaf West Restaurant. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.